Before we begin, if you're new to the channel or a regular follower but not subscribing, why not subscribe? It will help my channel keep on growing, and the bigger we get, the bigger prizes we can do. Just kidding. But it would be appreciated if you would subscribe. It doesn't cost you any more money whatsoever if you do subscribe, and it does help the channel keep on growing. Just need to get that out of the way. So with that, let's get on with the video. So this is from a company called Yottamaster, and it's a M.2. It's the latest Gen 1. So if you want to get the best performance out of something like this, you need the latest PCIe 4 rather than PCIe 3 or 2, right? Or 4x4, I believe it is. That's what you need, something like that, to get the best performance. Now, they claim, and I have no reason to doubt them, but we will be testing it, they claim that this can read up to 7,000 megabytes per second and write up to 6,500 megabits per second. And we will be testing it on one of my PCs. I'm not sure which one. I know I can't try it on that one, because that's quite old. And the motherboard's quite old, so it won't give the best performance. But I have another 3 computers that I can test it on. So it'll either be one that's behind the camera, or the one that's under the actual other camera, or there's another one over there. It'll be on one of them. We're going to be testing it. So with that, let's get her out of the box. It won't be a lot in there, because it's an M.2, only about that big. Maybe that big, something like that. Let's do the unboxing, shall we? M.2s. Now, the thing about M.2s is they are extremely fast, and they do get extremely hot as well. Whether you use a motherboard heat shield or dedicated heat shield is entirely up to you. I will probably be using the motherboard ones because they look nicer, makes it cleaner. Now, who is this for? Gamers. If you need fast speed, fast read write for gaming, definitely for you. Whether you're a video editor, definitely for you, especially if you're using 4K, 8K, you need something that can read write very fast. And M.2s are perfect for that. Oh, it comes with a heatsink as well. Perfect. Little screwdriver. And it should be in there somewhere. There you go. And that is it. That is all it is. It looks quite nice actually. That little baby there. That is an M.2. And they do get very hot. We have 2 thermal pads, perfect, as you would expect. 1 heatsink, yes, to draw the heat out, and a little screwdriver, which I'm going to leave on there for now, because I don't need it anyway, but it looks very nice. So you get everything that you can think of, including a little screw to screw it down onto the motherboard. You might need that, you might not. Most motherboards with M.2 connections normally have their own little screws anyway. But there it is. Now, I did look into this company just to make sure they are what they claim they are, because I've never heard of this company. I thought, well, are they legit? And it does read pretty good. They do say they produce high-end storage, top of the notch. So hopefully it is very reliable and very fast. And at the time of making this video, this particular model, you can get it up to 4 terabytes at the time of making this video. So by the time this video comes out, or maybe even in a year's time, they might add something like a 6 terabyte. Who knows? These things just get bigger and faster all the time. So with that, let's plug her into a PC and give her a little test, shall we? I did test it in 2 different PCs. I tried it in one that had PCIe 3.0, and then I put it in my latest one, the one that's behind the actual camera at the moment, which has PCIe 4.0. And yes, I wasn't disappointed. The results are very good in my opinion. So obviously the 3.0 is going to be slower than the 4.0, and the results of the 4.0, in my new PC, was actually better than I thought. It was just over on the read, just over 7,000. Now that will vary depending on your setup, on your hardware and software that's installed actually on the drive as well. If there's something going on, it needs to read write all the time, like if it's a C drive, it's going to be affected. So that's why I tested my C drive in my new PC as well as the X drive. And yeah, very pleased with it. The C drive obviously is a bit older than my new drive, or the X drive that I've called it. It's a little bit older, so it's obviously not going to perform as well because they do deteriorate over years. So yeah, I was very pleased with the results of that. It's a little bit slower on the write speed for some reason, but that might have been, you know, something going on with the actual computer itself rather than the actual drive. And also I found something out that you might be interested in, is they do a service, a 5-year service, or 150 TBW, which is basically how many times it reads writes to the actual drive. You get some sort of wear and tear. So whatever comes first is when the service will end. So if the TBW doesn't end or hasn't written 150 times to that, or 150 terabytes, something like that. Yeah, if it hasn't finished that within the 5 years, the service will end at 5 years. Something to bear in mind. So what do you think? Definitely gets my thumbs up. If you're looking for something that can read write very fast, this could be the one for you. And it's quite cheap to buy. Check out the links in the video description. They're not that expensive. I was quite impressed how cheap they actually are. And like I said earlier, at the time of making this video, they do up to 4 terabytes. And I would expect over the coming years, they will get bigger and bigger, as they do. We'll come up with new technology. So with that, if you found this video informative and helpful in any particular way, consider subscribing, clicking on the bell for notifications and giving this video the thumbs up. Thank you very much for watching.